In the previous episode...
Papa's gone, Ash.
Aww. Hello everybody, welcome back. In the previous episode, it's just been more lordums. It's been lordump after lordump with Ash. I think that's all his episode's gonna be about, is lore. Also, I think we just made Isabella happy. Took a quick peek. Yeah, I forgot what we did.
Huh? When what?
Your dad. I mean, when did you find out?
She doesn't answer. Not immediately, anyway. For a long moment, the hush simply stretches out before us, spanning across seconds we let pass while we both simply stand there waiting. Eventually, she exhales. Lightly, muted enough that I might have missed it had I not been paying attention to her every movement.
Yesterday.
Alright, I'm just gonna play that again, just because I had some audio issues.
Around 3 in the afternoon there. Mama called. She told me he passed away in his sleep, and I guess I can take comfort in that, huh? That Papa wasn't in any pain when...
She trails off, releasing another ragged breath hidden underneath her chuckles, each one mirthless, heavy with nothing but sorrow. Then she falters into silence, and for all my attempts at lightening her burden, I'm suddenly at a loss. Reassurances could only do so much, when her only reason for staying here has suddenly been taken from her, a hope yanked from under her feet right as after it was generously given. And without that, without the one person who pushed her to endure all of the shit we're going through, she's going through, means nothing but a struggle. What does one say to a person fraying at the edges, slowly wearing thin and breaking? Are words even enough? What right do I have anyway? I cannot give her anything apart from lies that change me as a person, and affections she may or may not even want herself. Because no matter how easy she has wormed herself into our lives, how immutable her presence has become, her own heart will always yearn for something else. For home.
Tell me about him.
Huh? About what?
Your dad. Tell me about him. Anything. Just talk. Say anything you want. Doesn't matter what it is. I'll listen.
Silence again, as if she's testing the weight of my question. For what purpose it is, for a reason I can't say right now. After a while, though, she starts, reluctantly, her voice hitching, faltering, and stumbling on each syllable as she chooses her words. A rough start, but soon it steadies. And along with it, to keep company the stories from childhood and memories she's fond of, are the tears. He's not even looking at her! I shouldered a cry and listened to Isabella's grief. And why aren't you? Turn around, Ash! What the fuck? Despite this, in spite of the grief choking her words off, the hurt closing her throat, and the sobs wrecking her lithe form, she continues, like the mere act of speaking is a relief in itself. A release. She tells me of her father, the very person who named her, how she looked up to him, how she was a bit of a tomboy growing up in her attempts to imitate him, and how the man encouraged her to pursue what she really wanted. Perhaps even the only thing she ever did for herself, having grown up not wanting anything more than food to put on their tables.
He told me I don't have to listen to them. That I can do what I want. Every day, he'd wake up at 4, Ash. Because he'd earn more that way. And every single time, he'd give them to me. Whatever extra he earned, he'd hand them all. So I'd have something to use for my paintings. And you know what? Back home, just a good tube of paint costs almost as much as what we spend for food the whole day. But he'd always set something aside. Told me he wanted to see my paintings in a museum one day.
She pours all of it out, every little thing she loved and admired about him. Like this, it's easy to see why she has gone to such great lengths for him, why she abandoned her dreams, why she went against his wishes just to grant him another chance at life. Others will say it's her warmth that draws people to her, or her cheer. Neither are wrong, but neither is the whole truth to her either. Because those who have never bothered to look beyond the surface will never see it, see her. See someone earnest, someone who has always meant well despite her underlying stubbornness. This is how she loves. Warm, steadfast, unflinching. You never meet many people like her, not in my line of work, not with the kind of people I've had to deal with. Always with something to hide, always with something to lie about. Eventually, when you run across too many of them, you change, you become like them. In many ways, for a lot of reasons, she's the kind of person I want to be and be around with, who made me feel like I'm still worth something.
He didn't want me to leave. Said begged that I should finish my studies first. In the end, I couldn't even grant him that one request. I'm a terrible daughter, aren't I?
You're not.
Huh?
You're not. I can't speak for your dad. I haven't even met the man. But I know you're...
Oh, sorry. Rested my hand on the enter button.
You're not. I can't speak for your dad. I haven't even met the man. But I know you're not.
Oh, never mind. Oh wait, no. I'm not entirely sure where I'm going with this. The remark just came out. Now I'm stringing all of these together as I go. But one thing is certain, none of what I'm about to say is a lie.
The Isabella I know is a total klutz, but I've never seen anyone work as hard as she does. She's the type who wears her heart on her sleeve. Though it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's always in the right place. She's intimidated by a lot of stuff, but she knows how to appreciate the smallest things in life. Frankly, you've caused us no small amount of trouble since you barged into our lives. But when I'm with you, all of my worries seem trivial.
Heat has already crept up my face when the turn this whole thing is about to take registers. Before I blurt out the rest of it, declare feelings I'm not even ready to reveal to anyone, much less to her, my hand comes up to smother the rest of it. Though embarrassment quickly takes the reins before I completely clamp my mouth shut.
And I'm pretty sure Zach and Becca think the same way. You have a nasty way of growing on people like that, and you know what? We got everything we needed in here. I'll just wipe the security recordings and we're good to go. While I'm at it, you better wipe the snot off your face. And you don't look very nice when you're balding like that.
How can you see? Saturday, October 29th. While gathering what they found, Ashton accidentally brought up Isabella's father, who had apparently passed away the day before. Suddenly her reasons for trying to fix his meth became clear to him. In his attempt to comfort her, he ended up almost admitting something he's not yet ready to put to words. Hastily I gather everything, the personnel files, client documents, sales agreements and contracts, anything my hands could reach. In record time, all of it has been stacked into a neat pile ready for storage. I'm heading for the records room not a few seconds later. Wherever that is. It should be an easy find unless this place is a maze of some sort, which I highly doubt. Still be staying here and seeing the look on her face. Crap. Really, her anger is still bearable. I can take that, including the glower she sends my way.
So, yeah, I'll go get the security videos and put these back where you pulled them from. Man, these are heavy, you know?
Ash, it's just paper. You don't even know where I...
Oh, no, I can handle this. Easy as pie. And, yeah, security cams, tapes, videos, cams.
You know what? Fair dues to the voice actor.
Yeah, I'm off.
Her rejection at this point? Maybe not yet. Getting the files back to BRC's archive room is a cinch. With the documents back in their proper places, I lock the door behind me, tugging it twice just to make sure. Now on to the next order of business. Removing the evidence of our little excursion in here, or at the very least, the parts showing what we've been doing during the past hour. Can't have our faces plastered on security footage, showing us breaking the law as it were. I'm going to have to wipe the data for Isabella's access card entries too. Surprisingly, finding their security room proves a breeze. What will be tricky is getting inside. The fact that no one has walked out during the whole time we've been here means the room is either empty or their security sounds asleep. I'm banking more on the former. If they're cutting corners and firing agents, I have no doubt that they fired the guy stationed here. If they have anyone watching the monitors in the first place, calling it, the ghost is the one sitting in the chair watching the monitors. It's a rather common thing for establishments just to leave security recordings indefinitely and only check the footage if something actually happens. Just to check, I press my ears against the door, listening for a sign of anyone occupying the room. After a long minute and nothing, I give the knob a few rattles.
Standard lock and key. Should be easy enough to pick.
We have lockpick sets, but those are only to be used if necessary and within a search warrant. Even then, it's a skill set rarely needed. Subtlety isn't on a cop's priority. If they have authority to search the premises, bolt cutters and brute force are the favourite methods. If those fail, we call a locksmith. Me, I prefer the good old hairpin trick when those options aren't available. Besides, they're easy to hide and store for emergencies. Canon, Ash has hairpins in his head. On his head. In his hair. Running my hand through my hair, I pull a pair of bobby pins. Oh yeah, shit! I was saying that as a joke. 2 of these and I can just about open any standard lock. One makes a lever and the other makes a handle. I won't call it a complex skill, but it certainly takes time and a lot of practice to successfully pick a lock. Good thing I practiced with them for a bit in my college years. I learned more when they're accessible and standard issue for a law enforcement officer. A wiggle here, a click there, and I managed to seize all the pins and locking mechanism soon enough. With a slight turn of the knob, the security room's ripe for the picking. The room's odour hits me first, a sharp, nauseating stench as if someone has accidentally spilled a gallon of bleach in the room. When was the last time they opened this place?
Ugh, this place smells awful. Jesus, it's worse than the forensics lab on a bad day.
This is probably because of a badly botched effort to clean the place up. Even in the dark, I can spy dark stains on the walls. I really don't have the time to try and play Is This Ketchup or Soda right now, but I have this strange gut feeling who the mess might belong to. As expected, no security personnel mans the office CCTV controls, and the standalone DVR setup is open for anyone. Normally, I'd have a heap of things to say about this sloppy security setup, but right now their negligence makes the whole task of erasing evidence easier.
No fuss, no muss.
The next one should be the access card data. Hopefully getting into their computer won't be too much of a hassle. Everything up to now has been smooth sailing. There have been hiccups, I'll give it that, though it does nothing to dampen the good mood I'm in. Once I shift my attention to the machine sitting next to the DVR setup, all of it swiftly evaporates. I am no computer buff, but I can definitely recognize one more than a decade old. Simply looking at it makes me feel younger. With a heavy sigh, I power it up and mentally prepare myself for a slow slug. Slow apparently remains an understatement here. It takes a whole 3 minutes for the thing to start up. The OS hasn't even started loading, and in my boredom, I start inspecting the live feeds from the cams. Only two work. One for the view outside, everything seems to be in order there, and the other for the main workspace where... It's a fleeting glimpse, a cursory glance, but the sight of it stops me. The image is a bit blurry, but I just saw it. Oh my god, I see it. But standing there right in the middle of the room by one of the cubicles, I can make out the form of a...
What the hell is...
I don't get too far into that line of thought. No, a few seconds after my words have slipped out, without any sort of warning while I'm still trying to make sense of what it is, the figure moves. A moment of paralysis hits me when she stops right in front of the camera. Like a damn rookie, I go still in the face of danger. Is this zooming in? I think it is. I definitely haven't been trained to handle the supernatural, and this is one, isn't it? And... oh, fuck. Her eyes bore into me, the malice in them piercing. Even beyond the screen, it's enough to make me go numb. Only the mug crashing to the floor when my hand accidentally takes a swipe at it snaps me out of the trance, reminding me that I'm not the only one here. Isabella! It seems she hasn't noticed anything. Am I the only one seeing this? In any case, whatever's happening, I have to get her out. Gathering my wits quickly, I reach for my phone. It takes all but 2 seconds before she answers, but there's no time for relief.
Ashton? Did you really have to call? We're practically on the same floor.
Get out of there.
What? What are you...
Out. Get out. I'll meet you in the elevator.
You're creeping me out, Ash.
Just get yourself out of that place, now!
Without a second thought, I back away from the controls, from the room, ready to be done with this place. But before my foot even moves, she disappears.
Son of a...
Oh! Instinct instantly takes over, and my head quickly reaches for the gun at my side, only to meet empty air. A mistake that costs me a few precious seconds while the paperwork I've brought with me threatens to scatter everywhere at the same time. Gathering everything in myself at once more, with no weapon to protect myself, my sense of self-preservation kicks in next as I lunge towards the door. Oh, please tell me this is a quick time event. I'm like slouching really badly. One sec. Okay, I'm ready. I sprint across the office without daring to look back. Isabella's already waiting in front of the elevators by the time I make it out of their office. Rory creases her eyebrows upon glancing at me, but I don't have time to answer the question in her eyes. As soon as I reach her, I grab her arm, practically throw the two of us into the open elevator, and slam the button for the ground floor. A sigh of relief escapes from me when the elevator starts its descent. The clicking noise fades off into the distance. Besides me, Isabella shifts, smoothing stack of papers under her arm while she takes in my appearance. Concerns in her eyes, though all I offer her is a small gesture of my hand while I attempt to compose myself. Breathe. In, out.
Why are we in such a hurry?
We need to get out of this place. Did you get everything?
Yeah, it's all here. But really, you don't look too good. What's wrong, Ash?
I'll be fine. I was in the security room. From the monitors, there was a fucking...
The rest of what I'm about to say dies on my tongue when the elevator stops and the doors open too. There's a moment's pause while we both take in our surroundings, confusion's understandably there.
Oh, come on! They should just replace this whole thing!
No. No, I'm quite sure I pressed for the ground floor.
Right? But it's just as Isabella said, the elevator always did have problems when I visited in the past. Often she becomes so angry whenever we try to get to her floor, and she'll have to repeatedly smash the button for the elevator to even move. That was always good for a laugh. I wasn't too worried then. Now? From the distance, beyond the light's reach, the noise echoes in my ears, along with the rapid pounding in my chest. I believe this is the first time we've had two characters see the ghost at the same time. Isabella stiffens and her eyes grow wide at the sound. Gingerly, she reaches up to grab the hem of my sleeve and grips it hard, tight enough for her fingernails to dig through. Her eyes searching wildly for the source of the sound, while I stand protectively in front of her.
Ash, did you hear that?
Anyone there? I can hear you moving from here. Show yourself.
No response. No response, only the soft sound of something scurrying around the floor and the walls in slow, deliberate movements, faint, though still audible enough in this hush. Until it stops. It's gonna come from the top of the screen. A moment.
We need to go, Ash. We have to.
And then, this time I'm certain this isn't my imagination. Against my training, my whole body freezes. Hands stilling mid-press on the button, eyes growing wide while waiting for any sort of movement from further back, and ears strained for the source of the sound. I can't even offer Isabella any reassurance, as much as I hate to admit it, the dread has seeped into every nerve in my body. And the blasted elevator still won't work.
This isn't in my fucking training manual.
Ash, we need to leave. I know that sound. Ash, please, get the elevator.
Another series of shuffling against the ground, a laughter, and all of a sudden she's just there. Like a twisted spider, she stares at us, a look of hunger in her eyes and venom in a twisted manner she smiles. A glee she has well earned when we're damn flies that have been dropped right on the spider's web.
Ashton!
Damn it! Damn it!
Am I supposed to see her? Without warning, she moves, mocking me with each unhurried crawl she takes, knowing I'm at her mercy. I feel like we're supposed to be looking at her right now.
Fucking hell!
Ashton, the door! The door!
Our lives are in the hands of a crummy elevator, literally hanging between life and death. We're not going to die here. Not in a damn elevator. Oh! I see her! Oh my god. No! Okay, I'm sorry. I thought my numpad would work, but it didn't. You hear me typing so slowly? I finally got the achievement die. Okay, we got this. 57269. 87593. You hear my old person typing 293. Oh, perfect. I didn't want a fat finger because you see fat finger make you die. As if a divine power has earned me swearing up a storm in my head, the doors close just as if the thing looms near. Good enough. Soon the elevator, the blasted thing, is headed up. Isabella's knees buckle in relief. In 2 ticks, she's hugging herself without any care for the mess of papers and folders she's dropped on the floor in her panic. She draws in one ragged breath after another, each one brimming with nothing but relief. And this is the most I've been tired my whole damn life. Not during training when my superior first asked me to drop 100 what? Oh, 100 push-ups. Not after a stakeout, but after smashing a fucking elevator button repeatedly. I slump to the ground beside her, worn out, but I don't let myself feel relief again, not until we're out of here. Isabella seems to be of the same mind as she looks to me. Still, I find myself sharing a shaky laugh with her.
We're okay. We're fine. Right?
Yeah, we're good. Alive. Fuck, we should have taken the goddamn stairs.
Twice I've seen it, thrice if I include the party. Unless I'm tripping balls without realizing it, there's no doubt in my mind this is actually happening. I don't want to believe it, but with the truth staring at me in the face, it'll be stupidity to deny the reality of the matter. Saturday, October 29th. Ashton and Isabella beat a quick exit after getting what they needed, making sure not to leave evidence of their break-in. On their way out, however, the elevator malfunctioned and dropped them in the building's basement parking instead, where a familiar face welcomed them. Boop. As soon as the lift hits the ground floor, we hightail it out of the building, Seb's sound asleep when we pass by his station. However, in the face of what we've seen, everything I've faced tonight, we really can't care less who will still see us on our way out. The sooner we get away from this place, the farther the better. I'm just not sure if that also means being safe. She almost got us, damn it, the fucking thing almost had us. Shit, it was only by luck that we managed to get the fucking elevator unstuck. Had the blasted thing not worked at the last second? I need some air. Fresh, breathable air that doesn't stink like death and gore all at once. I'm panicking, Christ, losing focus. With another person here, I can't afford that right now. Isabel hasn't said anything, but I know she's more shaken than I am. I can't lose it when another person's depending on me.
Remember your training, Frey.
Another deep breath, and soon I'm starting the engines and driving us off. After that little incident, somewhere open would be good. Someplace I won't get trapped. And I guess that's where we'll end the episode here, guys. A little shorter, but it was jam-packed full of stress. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope to see you all on the next episode. Kisses. Bye-bye.